Hello everybody, this is Chris. I thought I'd make a quick video here on St. John Paul II's feast day about him, and just share some of my personal reflections about the man. So, I was a freshman in high school when John Paul II died in April of 2005, and I can remember just being so touched by the amount of grief and the outpouring of support that there was among Catholics and among non-Catholics when he was suffering, when in his final months, and after he died. I was blown away that so many people were so deeply touched by the man. They were so mourning so profoundly at his passing. And of course, this was before I was Catholic, so I didn't know really anything about the papacy at this time, or just really much about the Catholic Church in general. But I remember sitting in one of my freshman classes and looking at the TV and just being stunned really at how big an impact this man had made. And I truly now believe that John Paul II was instrumental in bringing me to the Catholic Church. In the summer of 2005, a few months after his death, I was thinking about becoming Catholic. And I remember he was on my mind at that point, just thinking about John Paul II, thinking about the legacy he'd left. And to give you a quick anecdote, I was going to a Protestant fellowship at my church at the time, and we were having prayer groups. And one of our prayer intentions when we met was, this was right after his death, was to pray for our friends in the Catholic Church, because we had clearly seen, we as Protestants had clearly seen the impact he had made, and he'd impacted us really in a way. And so in 2005, I thought about becoming Catholic. Of course, I didn't at that time. I delayed it for a time. But around 2011, 2012, when I finally made a decision to become Catholic, he was reading about his legacy, reading about the things he accomplished, and just who he was as a person. His humility, his courage, his strength, his wisdom, above all, just his sacrificial love. It just drew me in so much. I was so deeply moved by him as a leader that I wanted to be a part of the church that he led. And he, one particular thing that really impressed me about him was how he reached out to the Jewish people, and he sought reconciliation with them after centuries of misunderstanding between Catholics and Jews. And he helped defeat the communists and helped defeat the Soviet Union really by showing the people in those Eastern Bloc countries that the way of Christ, the way following God, was far better. There was hope in the midst of all their struggle, in the midst of all the suffering that they had endured for decades, that there truly was hope. And I mean, there are so many stories out there about places John Paul II went where people were just crying. They were so moved by him. And I count myself among those people. I never met the man, but I truly feel like I knew him and he knew me. And I know so many of my Catholic friends feel exactly the same way. He truly was somebody who not only led from the front, but he never considered himself too big a deal for anybody. He treated everybody he came across as if they were Christ himself. And I think that might be his greatest legacy, really, is that he truly loved as Christ loved. He didn't just, talk the talk about love and mercy and in the gospel and all those things, that we hear, we all know, we've all heard preached to us. He actually lived those every day in his life. And that's not to say he was perfect. He had plenty of faults. He made plenty of mistakes, but he always got back up and kept going, as all saints do. And speaking of that, John Paul II, perhaps more than any other figure in modern times, showed us truly what being a saint, what striving to become a saint is all about. It's not about, you being better than everybody else. It's not about you being so super holy that nobody can match you. It's about getting up every time you fall and pushing forward always with love and doing small things with great love, as St. Therese of Lisieux said in her little way. John Paul II truly impacted me because he was authentic. He was humble, and he was always just willing to go that extra mile. And I'd always been searching for that kind of figure in Christianity. I'd found it several times before, but he might have been the first public figure I'd ever seen in my lifetime, had ever seen truly put that into practice. So on this feast day, may he pray for us, and may he pray for just all the suffering in the world, all those people who are in hardships, who are facing whatever trials they are. And I truly believe that he is moving the church so much now. And, he was like a grandfather to me and to so many other people. And I'm blessed to be a part of what some people have called the JP2 generation. May he continue to intercede for us, and may we follow his example and the example of Christ as we strive to become saints as well. So God bless you.